offices to function for full working hours from July 1 in Assam. State sets vaccination target of 3 lakh per day. Cases of Delta variant of COVID-19 detected in Manipur, says Chief Minister Biren Singh, asks people not to drop their guard. Rising number of corona infections forces Mizoram to extend total lockdown for another 7 days. Flying sick Milkha Singh loses battle against COVID-19. Nation condoles his demise. And in WTC cricket, Kiwis win toss. India put into batting after rain wipes out first day's play. Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin from the studios of DDK Guwahati. This is Jolly Hoikia Gogoi with the stories in detail. In news from Assam first, the state government offices are likely to function for regular hours from the 1st of July. Informing this at a press meet in Guwahati today, Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma said the government has set a target of vaccinating 3 lakh persons every day from June 21, as the centre will provide sufficient vaccine doses to the states from that day. This will be part of the enhanced vaccination campaign, Dr. Sharma said. If the target is met, half of the eligible population in Assam will be able to get inoculated within a month. All government employees in Assam will be required to get vaccinated in the next 10 days. He said there will be no government work over the next week, as the entire machinery will be involved in the vaccination drive. Earlier in the day, the Chief Minister had a virtual meeting with Deputy Commissioners, Superintendents of Police and senior health officials on the vaccination drive.
Enhanced immunization drive আমি খুব ডাঙৰ কৰি ভাল কৰি আৰু নিৰাপদে এই কামটো কৰিব খুজিছো।
Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh has said that out of the 20 samples sent for testing from the state, 18 turned out to be Delta variant of COVID-19. Speaking in the launching ceremony of Ayush 64, a polyherbal formulation on Friday in Imphal, Singh said the major cause behind the rapid spread of positive cases in Manipur is the Delta variant. The Chief Minister urged the public to not drop their guard and follow COVID-appropriate behavior and standard operating procedures issued by the state government from time to time. It may be mentioned that Union Minister of State for Ayush, Kiren Rijiju, had launched the Ayush 64 in May last. In Mizoram, in the light of an alarming spurt of COVID-19 infections, the government has extended total lockdown for another week. Total lockdown, which was scheduled to be lifted on June 21, has been extended till June 30. The state has been under strict restrictions and lockdown for about 2 months now. Since the 20th of April, despite official efforts to flatten the COVID-19 curve, the number of cases has not gone down as expected. There will be complete shutdown of all non-essential activities. All government offices, educational institutions, religious and other public places including parks, picnic spots, theatre, gym, restaurants, shopping complexes and malls will remain closed. However, stores providing essential commodities will be opened every day till 8 a.m. India's active COVID case load has further declined. It has now reached 7,60,019. The active case load is less than 8 lakh after 74 days. Union Health Ministry has said India reported 60,753 new cases during the last 24 hours. A total of 97,743 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. This has taken the total recoveries across the country so far to over 2,86,78,000. The national recovery rate now stands at 96.16%, and daily recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for the 37th consecutive day. A total of 1,647 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the death toll to over 3,85,000. In the COVID scenario from the northeast, Arunachal Pradesh has reported a caseload of 2,599 active cases, while the number of cured cases was logged at 29,944. The tally for the dead stands at 159. Assam has a count of 35,631 active cases, followed by 4,36,043 cured cases. The dead accounted for 4,138. Reporting 9,246 active cases, Manipur records 52,667 released cases. The dead tallied at 1,033. Meghalaya has notched up 4,819 active cases, followed by 38,792 discharged cases, while the death toll is 771. Mizoram has a caseload of 3,816 active cases, while cured cases logged at 12,858. The dead account for 76. Logging 2,059 active cases, Nagaland has a count of 21,571 cured cases. The tally for the dead is 467. Sikkim has logged 2,900 active cases. Released cases stand at 15,868. The death toll is 290. Lastly, Tripura has 4,715 active cases, while the cured cases accounted for 56,425, and the tally for the dead stands at 642. In Meghalaya, the largest traditional market, Yuda, partially reopened on Friday after the lockdown, much to the relief of the shopkeepers and shoppers alike. Ensuring that protocols are followed, officials in charge were on their toes, manning the bylanes of the market and not missing out on a single person entering the market. The guards checked temperature of the persons entering the market and sanitized their hands. Acting CM of Hema Milliam, Ainam Manik CM said things are moving smoothly. Still in Meghalaya, the Sainrise Joai has announced its decision to waive the rental of all traders in view of the ongoing COVID-19 lockdown, which has badly affected the livelihood of the people. O.R. Chalam, president of Sainrise Joai, while speaking to reporters, said the decision will be of great help to the traders in these trying times. The Sainrise has also decided not to charge money from the lessees running public toilets and parking lots.
Hanya kita lagi school fee. Terhadap kita mana? Wah kisoski beya yang berikram kini dan MK hangat berkat dari kita hadir dengan kami maupun di komisioner konkret yang.
In Mizoram, despite the worst that the pandemic has brought, it has also brought out some of the best characters among men in the society. With Zonun Ze Mawi Longmangha, a code of conduct that the Mizos live by, the state shows the way again. Committed to selflessness, they follow the principle of caring for each other amidst these trying times. Lanke Group, Young Mizo Association members distribute vegetables and other forest produce among the COVID-hit people in Aizawl. Around 23 vehicles, including pickup trucks, carrying vegetables were dispatched to Aizawl for distribution in different localities. Such act is not rare in the northeast Mizoram. Due to the continued scourge of COVID-19, many areas in the state capital have been declared containment zones. Several villages under the aegis of village councils and the YMA have distributed vegetables in towns during the lockdown. Still in Mizoram, Lieutenant General P.C. Nair, Director General Assam Rifles, visited the company operating bases of Zohtar and Shamphai Battalion Headquarters at Serchhip and took stock of operational preparedness to counter cross-border smuggling of weapons and narcotics and illegal influx of Myanmar nationals. He also visited the land customs station at Zohauthar, where he met the local officials. He interacted with office bearers of some social organizations at Kamzol. He also interacted with troops employed at Indo-Myanmar border. Lieutenant General Nair also called on State Chief Minister Zoramthanga at the latter's office in Aizawl. Indian sprint legend flying Sikh Milkha Singh passed away last night after a month-long battle with COVID-19. He was 91. The Padma Shri awardee is survived by his golfer son Jeev Milkha Singh and 3 daughters. His wife Nirmal Kaur lost her life recently to the same infection. Milkha Singh was an Indian track and field sprinter who was introduced to the sport while serving in the Indian Army. He was the only athlete to win gold in 400-meter race at the Asian Games as well as the Commonwealth Games. He also won gold medals in the 1958 and 1962 Asian Games. The Flying Sikh represented India in the 1956 Summer Olympics in Melbourne, the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, and the 1964 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah have expressed their grief over the demise of the sporting icon. Later in the day, his last rites were performed in Chandigarh with full state honours. In Euro Cup football, England edged closer to a spot in the quarter-finals with a goalless draw against neighbours Scotland at Wembley on Friday. Croatia and Czech Republic played out a 1-1 draw at Hampden Park in Scotland last night. Patrick Schick of Czech opened the score in the 37th minute after converting a penalty. In the 47th minute, Croatian footballer Ivan Perisic equalized the score. In another encounter at St. Petersburg last night, Sweden beat Slovakia 1-0. Tonight, Hungary is taking on world champion France at Budapest, whereas defending champion Portugal will clash with another heavyweight Germany at Munich. In another match, Spain will play against Poland tonight. In men's cricket, India were 81 for 2 wickets against New Zealand in their first innings on the second day of the World Test Championship final when the reports last came in. The rain had wiped out the entire first day of the match at Southampton, United Kingdom. Earlier, New Zealand had won the toss and chose to field first. A reserve 6th day is in place for the showpiece final to allow for play lost to bad weather to be made up. If the match is drawn, the sides will be joint winners. In women's cricket test at Bristol, India's 17-year-old Shefali Verma became the youngest woman and the 4th overall to score twin half-centuries in her debut test. After scoring 96 in the first knock, Shefali scored half-century in the second innings also. Earlier on Friday, Indian women were bowled out for 231 in response to England's 396. In the second innings, the Indian team has scored 171 runs for 3 wickets till the last reports came in. Before we end the news, the headlines once again. Government offices to function for full working hours from July 1 in Assam. State sets vaccination target of 3 lakh per day. Cases of Delta variant of COVID-19 detected in Manipur, says Chief Minister Biren Singh, asks people not to drop their guard. Rising number of corona infections forces Mizoram to extend total lockdown for another 7 days. Flying Sikh Milkha Singh loses battle against COVID-19. Nation condoles his demise. And in WTC cricket, Kiwis win toss. India put into batting after rain wipes out first day's play. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.